Kellen Moore recaps day 9. Ladies and gentlemen, Kellen Moore talks, we listen. All right, so this is after Saturday's practice. Saturday's practice reportedly relatively chill. Sunday, though, full scrimmage. Be live play calling, full scrimmage. So Sunday's practice is probably going to be pretty lit, as the kids say, as the youth say. So let's go ahead and get into this interview. Quick little 8-minute hitter here from Kellen. He must have somewhere to go. I mean, it's Saturday, some of you know.
Nick Saldivari is going to IR. He'll be transitioning there. Unfortunately, he had a knee injury. Shane Lemieux we signed, so brought him back in the fold here. Fired up for him. And then as far as just some of the medical aspects of it, obviously JT's still not practicing. And then limited guys, Devin Neal, Landon Young, John Ridgway, and Juwan Johnson. So those guys just had some limitations
thanks,
today,
Kellen.
but nothing
Appreciate that.
overly concerning there. So,
yeah,
go ahead.
Did Nick's thing happen in the last few days?
In the indoor practice.
What does that mean? He's done for the year?
Yes.
Correct. So Nick Saldivari is done for the season with a knee injury.
Yes.
What was the specific situation at the end of the game? There, like what was kind of the scenario?
Today we did 2 scenarios. One was backed up, so being inside the 10-yard line, really inside the 5 was our primary focus there, handling those situations. And then it was a 4-minute operation. So offense has the lead. They're moving the football. They're trying to get first downs, and then the game defense trying to get a stop. So again, just hammering situational football. Our guys did an awesome job there.
Okay.
Yeah, that 4-minute hitter, the Eagles, they had an 8-minute kind of situation where they had a plan, or they were prepared to kill off 8 minutes at the end of the game. So a 4-minute drive to end it. If you're a situational awareness, it's like, all right, basically you pick up, 3 first downs while running clock, while not taking any risks, make them burn their timeouts. Kill the play clock, end the game. So love to see it. I love the situational kind of stuff here. I like how, I'm not surprised, Kellen Moore and this coaching staff, they're going to be thinking of everything. They're going to have every situation figured out. This team will be prepared.
When we have a guy like Jonas Sanker who's kind of known for being physical, how much do you look forward to seeing him in an actual game? Because I guess he's...
For so many of these guys, the game's a really, really exciting evaluation part of this for us. And so we're really excited, especially these younger guys. We obviously thought really highly of them coming into this thing, and so it'll be great to see them.
Yeah, Sanker apparently was pretty good today. I saw Nick tweeted out that the Saints might have something in Jonas Sanker. It's just amazing. I mean, every single day, every single practice, whether it's a quarterback or a wide receiver or a linebacker or a cornerback or a safety or whatever, it seems like every day one of these young players or one of these guys who we have questions about answers those questions. And Jonas Sanker, for a team that doesn't have a lot of depth, our third safety, showing signs that it's pretty good. All right, so a lot of these young players, I'll say that too. So far, a majority of this draft class has looked pretty good in training camp. We'll see how it plays out in the regular season, but we knew it whenever the draft happened. This was not a draft where 3-4 of these players are not going to get reps, where they might get special team reps, where they're not going to be called on to do anything. We will never see them. That wasn't the case here. You knew that when they took players who started in college for 3 years, who were team captains, had thousands of reps. You don't draft those guys from Power 5 schools. You don't draft those guys, and then they don't ever do anything, right? That was what happened with North Dakota State, Delaware, Missouri State players, where it's like, they weren't really doing this at a high level school. They were drafted in the 6th, 7th round. Maybe in 2 years they can be a rotational player. That's not what this draft class is. This draft class is, can you play now? Can you contribute now?
Did things move a little slower today? Just in general, and was that a heat thing? Just even between plays?
We had some situations there. We had more one-on-ones and some situations. The 4-minute, obviously, you're slowing the operation down on purpose, and so that one did slow down quite a bit on purpose. But yeah, maybe.
Are you planning to keep sort of those call-it periods in different variations throughout the sort of remainder of camp?
Really, for the remainder of camp, there'll always be some sort of call-it situation. Tomorrow will be purely a scrimmage, 100% call-it. It'll be an awesome day for our guys, and so intermixed with some special teams throughout it. But other than that, it's just going to be a call-it and go for it.
It's going to be a big day. I mean, Sunday's going to be Sunday's going to be pretty close to game. I mean, it's obviously not, you can't simulate a game in your own practice, no matter how high the competition is, but Sunday will be that same thing we heard on, what was it, Thursday? Super highly competitive, super important for every single player on every single play. So it'll be very important to hear what comes out of Sunday's practice.
Kellen, how much confidence do you have considering the injuries you've dealt with, the tight end position, and Jack Stone? Seems like it hits his hands, he catches it.
Yeah, certainly our experience in the past with Jack is a huge advantage for him. He's just a really steady guy. He's smart. He's tough. He understands the game. Certainly, with a couple of those, injury things going on at tight end position, he's been really reliable for us, and so he's done a nice job.
And for your scrimmage tomorrow, are you planning on going? I assume it's implied, but live in those situations.
We will still be in the thud tempo for all of our guys. We may have a little live towards the end with some of the younger guys. So.
And collectively, what do you like about this draft class that you caught in, Michelle? How do you think they've done?
It's high character, high football IQ, really tough players. They've all played a lot of football, and that was one thing that we really valued was these guys are all ready to contribute in some capacity this year, and so that'll be a great advantage for us.
Well, nailed that one. Yeah, I mean, you could see a theme during the draft class. They were all team captains, which means they're all high quality, high character guys. They're quality players to be a team captain in their second, third year of starting. Like, all that was there, right? So not surprised at all. That's what Kellen's saying. We needed a draft class like this. We needed a draft class that's going to come in, small development period, get in there, play. Get in there, do what you've done for the last couple of years. Now do it in the NFL. And it seems like right now all these players are doing that.
What made you want to change the order with Jake with the 2s and Rattler with the 3s?
Just balancing out the rotations. Really just looking at the numbers on an off day and just making sure we keep rotating these guys and kind of going through that.
What's the next step you guys want to see from Tyler just as he continues to settle in and progress? Yeah,
he's done a nice job. I think a lot of it is just handling all the situational football stuff. I think that's always a good exercise for first-year quarterbacks. Just they can operate pretty clean in all the mixed normal down and distance football, and now you handle all these situations and circumstances associated with that. Again, he'll keep getting a ton of reps, a ton of opportunities, and he'll just continue to progress.
Yeah, we got a lot of content coming about the Tyler Shough situation. He's got to get better. But we have to take it day by day. The staff has to take it day by day. Now it's on Kellen. Now it's on Tolzien, Nussmeier. We've talked about it a million times. This staff is a ton of quarterbacks. So now they got to get Tyler Shough where he needs to be. And if that's the processing, if that's the situational football, if that's what, now it's time for them to do their job. They have to fix the bad habits. They have to fix whatever the red flags are. So a lot of it's on Shough, no doubt, but this coaching staff has to bear a lot of that responsibility too.
Will Lemieux stick at guard, or would you?
Certainly he's played a lot there, but he's played center as well in this league, and so he's certainly got some versatility.
For Cam Akers, who's trying to adjust and I guess make a name for himself in his offense, how's he been for you?
Yeah, Cam's done a really nice job. We were fired up just the way the offseason went to get him, that late in the process for him to come to, mini camp to come on a tryout basis and then sign with us. He's done an excellent job. We're really excited about him, and I think for all these running backs, we're just excited to get to, the preseason games. I think that's going to be a huge evaluation for these guys just to see them in that full setting because that's where the break tackle is evaluated and the ball security certainly as well.
There's been some low snaps, things within the snap operation that have stood out. How do you find that concerning at this point in camp, and how do you go about kind of progressing that?
Yeah, it has to be cleaner because we're missing reps and missing opportunities in practice. And again, it's just a matter of those guys working and getting better at it because obviously it's a huge aspect of it ends drives, ends games, and really challenging situations.
What are the factors that go into determining who wins a hunter battle? Is it just hang time, distance? What are all the...
A lot of factors. Obviously, there's a statistical part of it that we'll evaluate, and then we'll just continue to give these guys as many opportunities as we can.
Now with 3 of them, they were alternating per day, but now we saw 2. Is it the plan to have 2 per day? Is that kind of what you want to see?
Matt will just go tomorrow, and then Tuesday we'll kind of evaluate. Monday's an off day. Tuesday we'll evaluate. We might have all of them go, but we'll see how it goes.
One thing I do love about Kellen's interviews is that no matter what the question is, where it goes, he's ready. I mean, he just took a question about Cam Akers, then went into a question about fumbled snaps, then went to a question about punter statistics, then went to a question about what's the planned rotation of the punters. I mean, this guy, if nothing else, he has his hands on every single aspect of what's going on in this team. And I'll say it because I can't prove it, but I have a hard time believing that Dennis Allen could have answered that line of questions just like that, with legitimate answers, instead of just like, oh, we'll have to see. I do think Kellen is very ingrained in everything. I mean, from the punting to the running backs to the centers to the quarterbacks to the time of practice to the seconds in between reps, everything.
How much does being a holder in the field goal operation factor into that position as well?
Well, I do think all three of these guys have done it in the past. So I think there's certainly a comfort level in all three of them. It is part of the job description as well, and so we got to make sure that's good to go.
How would you say the offensive line, the number one offensive line as a unit, has been progressing in the ways you wanted them to?
Yeah, I'd say the offensive line's doing a great job. They're working hard. They're getting better each and every day. A lot of the communication stuff is the stuff that shows up that we just got to keep hammering, just making sure.
That's the big stuff. Continuity, communication. Kellen talked about that day one. He talked about that right after the draft of, okay, we want to make sure these guys are a cohesive unit. That is the unit that has and will rotate the least, because communication is such a big deal. There's no room for error. So Banks, Penning, McCoy, Ruiz, Fuaga, they are one group. And where I'm sitting, they're the most important group on this team. As far as they go, we'll go. So, and it sounds like Trevor Penning's doing pretty well at guard so far. I mean, it's a weekend of training camp, but sounds like things are going well.
Everyone's on the same page. When groups are on the same page, good things happen. When there's confusion, indecisiveness, that's when little issues pop up. And so those guys are just learning each and every day how to clean things up and play as good as they can.
Sometimes it's hard to evaluate the team drills.
Yeah.
It seems like there's a lot of pressure of getting to the quarterbacks. Is that true? You find that? Is that concerning from the O-line?
I think certainly our defensive line is doing a tremendous job. I do think it's something that the offensive line has to get better each and every day and keep progressing. Again, we're in day 3 of pads or whatever it is, 3 or 4, I guess. And so each day, they just got to get better.
Sheen Davis is a name that I keep writing down in my notebook.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of, maybe stood out.
Yeah, I would definitely say he's done a nice job. He's contributed in a really good way. And like any of those young guys, every rep counts, every opportunity presents itself as a really good one, because when you show up like that, you get more opportunities with the 2s, with the 1s, all those different groups. And so, been good.
What does he do well, and what drew you to him?
Yeah, I think...
I have no idea who they're talking about. The question, we're trying to find it out. I'm trying to get context clues.
Obviously, the scouts did an awesome job evaluating him. I think, for our ability to play on the edge, certainly his pass rush ability, his ability to anchor and set the edge.
Must be Fidel Diggs.
Is a really important aspect of the way we want those guys playing. And so, I think his play style definitely matches what we want.
What have you seen with him during camp, and why was it important to bring another veteran into that?
Who was it?
Isaac.
Yeah, Isaac's done an awesome job. Brandon was in San Francisco with him, and then obviously he was here previously, and so there's a lot of experience with him, a lot of exposure, a lot of guys who can vouch for him in a really positive way, and he's done a really good job in this league. He's done a really, really good job. He's contributed in a lot of ways. We have some young guys we feel great about, but he's one of those guys that just hops out there and keeps executing and keeps earning those opportunities, and so we certainly think he's going to contribute in a really important way for us this year.
I think this is a smart way to handle it. And they're talking about Isaac Adam, but this is how I think I would handle it. Where you have a position, y'all know how I feel about cornerback and safety and some of these lower impact or lower value positions. What I would do is I would go get the veteran, a reasonably priced veteran, who what they're going to give you. And it gives you some stability. And then I would allow my young players, in this situation, Quincy Riley, Kool-Aid McKinstry, I would allow them time to grow. Instead of panicking, overpaying, spending assets or whatever to get Asante Samuel or, whoever the player is. But instead of doing that, I would just go get a guy. Same with what happened with Tyrann retiring. Tyrann retires, don't panic. Go get a solid vet who can stabilize the position, Julian Blackman, and then allow Howden and Sanker and whoever else to grow and see what you got. And, I think that's what Adam was. It's like, all right, we need some depth here. We need some stability here at the cornerback room. Go get him. Let the young guys play. See what you got. But don't freak out and spend resources immediately.
I haven't really seen Riley the ones at all. Is that just because Adams kind of locked it down, or?
We'll just keep rotating those guys. Yeah.
Is there a premium though on sort of the value of NFL experience, especially with the retirement of Tyrann Mathieu? Like, is it becoming more valuable to have veteran experience back there?
I think it's just who communicates at the highest level. I think that's just an important aspect of this thing. Those guys have to communicate and get everyone on the same page. And so, however it shakes down, we got the right group here. These guys will just play it out and it'll be fine.
I'll listen back. Forgive me. Was Saunders mentioned at the beginning among both the guys?
Oh no, Bink, he was excused absent. Sorry, okay. He's all good though. Yeah, he had something come up.
Thanks, Kellen.
All right, awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right, here we go. Good stuff, Kellen. Good stuff. We're one foot in front of the other, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting there. Sunday's gonna be a big day. Sunday, I think we learn a lot. Saturday practice sounds like everything's fine. Everything's progressing how we expected it to with the young players. I haven't heard anything that's really made me lose sleep. So keep on keeping on, boys. All right, thank you for watching. Enjoy your Saturday. I will see you in the next video.